Hey guys, Dave from Wolfhard Hobbying here, and today we're going to look at the Wrath of Kings House Goritsi starter box. We're going to start with the Skorza Skirmisher, which is your basic werewolf troop choice. As you can see, there's multiple units in the starter box. Just going to look at the werewolf today. Now this is a Kickstarter box, so I'm not sure if everything that is available in this box or any of the other unboxings I do will be available in the retail. So as I said, we're going to look at the Skorza Skirmisher. First things first, there's 9 of them in the box, so we're only going to be taking a look at assembling and painting one, but I will show a preview of the other variants as well as some other sculpts in the box. So let's dive right in. So here you can see we've got the Skorza Skirmisher pieces. There's a lot of detail on these models. There are mold lines, but they're very faint, so you have to really look closely. Now they snap together really well, as you can see. So dry fittings easily, but I'm gonna go ahead and build these. I'll build all of them, and we'll take a look at what they all look like after. So here you can see these are the 6 different poses. There's 4 male werewolves and there's 2 female werewolf poses. I wanted to give you a good look at what's inside the box, the different variants. And again, the alternate sculpts, which are on the bottom row, I'm not 100% sure if those are going to be in the retail version of the boxes, but it is a Kickstarter. So looking at the werewolf here, he's got a lot of good detail in the model. I like it. He looks very menacing. He's got a lot of detail in the fur and the tail, and just his pose is very nice too. It's very dramatic, gives him a lot of character instead of kind of static. I really like his sword here. Don't know why, it's different than your generic just straight blade sword. I like the armor on the hands here, as well as his knee right there. Makes him look a little bit more tougher that he's not just clad in armor. So this is the variant sculpt. Again, not sure if these are going to be in the retail box, but if they are, then that's good. I like this sculpt a lot too. He's got a nice snarling face. He's got, again, a lot of detail. There are quite a few mold lines. My only issue with this guy going together, I'm going to zoom in the camera here for a second, just get a better look. As you can see underneath his chin where his head meets his chest, there are big gaps here. It can be fixed with some green stuff, and I do fix them up with some green stuff a little later, but just felt like the head could have probably been cast with the upper body as well, just so that big gap isn't there. But it's just a little bit of work, so it's only a minor fix-up. But as you can see here, a lot of detail in his face, so a little bit of extra work is not a big issue for me with this model. So overall, really great looking model, except for those gaps there. But you can see the chains in his hair and on his back, and so he's going to be really fun to paint. So I'm just going to keep the camera zoomed in here so you can see my next issue. These female werewolves here, I do not like the sculpt. The face looks a little too much like a horse. The ears are pulled back close together, way too far. There's not a lot of character in the face. She's got a little snarl going on, but I also I don't like how there's a bikini top. Doesn't really go with a war theme. Her mane is pulled back into almost a feminine hair, which would have been a good addition if they wouldn't have put her ears together. She reminds me of more of a Doberman than a wolf. Again, the bikini top just doesn't fit with the whole war aspect. I felt like they could have given maybe her like a breastplate or something. I do like the blades on the knees here. They just kind of give her a bit more deadly theme. It is hard when you are going for a female werewolf style, but the face could have been done more of a wolf style instead of a slender, almost Doberman style. But I like the swords on her, again, not your traditional fantasy swords or anything like that. It's a detailed sculpt, but I'm not happy with it. I think I would rather more male sculpts than having these females. So we're gonna look at the alternate sculpt again. I don't like this sculpt. They did a little bit better with the face. The snarl looks a little bit more menacing, so it takes away from that horse look. But again, her ears are like touching. It almost looks like there's a hat on her head with those ears. Again, the bikini top. Now, I don't like this part here, and I'm going to pull the camera out here. I don't like how her foot is positioned. They've got these tabs on the bottom where you can glue them to the base. So as you can see, if you were to glue that tab, she's got kind of a kicking motion going on. I'm not sure if they were trying to go for a running pose or what, but see, I've got a generic base here, so she kind of looks awkward. Not a big deal. There's only one of these sculpts in the box that I received from the Kickstarter campaign, so I only had to make one base specifically for this female model. The base I'll show you here. It's an outcropping of rocks or whatever, and so I kind of gave it like she's running up a rock or whatever, but I like to usually make my bases in a generic fashion, all in one shot, than having to make specific ones for my troops. I like specific basing for my leaders or my HQ choices, my characters essentially. But other than that, I love the pose on it, very dramatic. Again, the swords are nice. She doesn't have the knee blades, but I think her pose makes up for that. But again, I'm not a big fan of the face. Just doesn't really scream werewolf at me. It screams more like half human, half dog. So paint these guys up and see what they look like. Here's another of the male poses. This guy's got a spear and a sword in each hand, as you can see. Again, with the other male. Lots of detail. He looks very menacing, he looks like what I believe a werewolf would look like if there was real. The weapons, I'll show you here, they can come right out of his hand. You don't need to glue these weapons down. The small blade I probably will just leave in there, but it's really nice if you want to transport. And as you can see here, the spear pops right out of his hand, which would be good for transport again, because I'll show you here. See how flimsy that is? It's very, very, very flimsy. Like, I'm not even applying a lot of pressure there. So I would have liked to see the spear maybe be a bit more, have a little more strength to it. But overall, I like it. It's got a nice little bump where his hand is holding the spear. Sorry, went out of focus there. But again, there's lots of detail in these models, which I really, really enjoy. They've got a lot of character. There's not over the top detail, just a lot of detail in the muscle. So I'm going to show you the variant sculpt of that guy. Again, not sure if these are going to be in the retail box, but this guy here, don't like this model. I'm going to zoom in on him to show you why. As you can see there, huge gap right there. These pieces, the arm had a male piece and the female hole was on the torso. I had to cut almost all of the male piece off just to get it to fit that much. I don't know what happened, whether it may have been a casting problem, but there's also, again, on that side, a big gap. Easy to fix with some green stuff if you know what you're doing. I'm not by any means a green sculpting artist, but filling gaps is pretty easy. My only other issue is his spear. As you can see there, I kind of slipped down, and I'll pull the camera out here just so that you can see, his spear is really flimsy. Like, it's worse than the other one. Like, here, barely prime pressure. I've had to bend this thing back and forth a couple times while assembling, and as you can see here, it doesn't fit in his hand. Like, it just slides right through. So that's my issue there. It should have been a bit thicker. Whereas, again, see, like, his hand, he's got a little thick bump that makes it fit in his hand. So his doesn't come loose. His is not an issue. I've kind of developed a base for him where the spear will catch onto the base, or you can just move the spear onto the base so that it doesn't wiggle around too much during gameplay. But I would have loved to see the handle either given a handle or a thicker shaft part there, because I'm just flicking it here and it's just bending. But other than that, I love these models. They're very well detailed. Got good character, good dramatic pose. The mold lines are kind of in some weird places at times. With these guys here, when I started painting them, I didn't even see any mold lines to begin with. Here you can see there's wiggle room there again. Just don't like that. But there's some mold lines that become a problem a little later on as I started painting and doing my highlights. Mainly on the legs, there's some mold lines. So I'm going to get these guys put on their base. I'm going to prime them. I'm going to give them their base color and then start painting them up. So stay tuned for that, and some more unboxing and painting tutorials for Wrath of the Kings. Good sculpts all around, and hope you guys enjoy. And if you did, subscribe, like, visit me on Facebook. I'll be posting work in progress pictures for the females, as I'm just going to be painting up one of the males for a painting video. Thank you, and have a good day, guys.